This is the preface to Cooperatives, A New Majority of One. It's a book by Don McCormick, me, Blair Korndorfer, an architect, Tony McCormick, a computer scientist. It's reviewed by Fred Trotter, Elizabeth Taylor, Karen Benson. Fred Trotter gave it 5 stars, reviewed it in August of 2019 after the book was published. This book, he said, could be retitled A Pragmatist's Guide to Productively Opposing How the Current Healthcare System Works. Don and Tony have decidedly contrarian views on almost every question about how the healthcare system works. This is not an easy read, but if you want to have your assumptions challenged, or even just some insights on which assumptions are worth challenging, then this book is a must-read. I've been following Don McCormick's work in the ACO space, as well as Tony's work in open source healthcare IT for many years. I find that while I typically agree with them on issues out of the gate, I can still cite multiple occasions for both of them where a comment or a question from them reversed my thinking on specific complex topics about how to organize the healthcare system, Don, or how to work with technology, Tony. This book is pretty thick, about 100 pages, but it's worthwhile to have everything these two think. Now, I'm less familiar with Blair Korndorfer's work. We'll have to read the facilities and development chapter more carefully. On these subjects, in one compact work, I think having a Bible-like referencing system is a bit over the top, but it does make debating the contents easier, and the contents are worth debating. Elizabeth Taylor, 3 stars, reviewed in September of 2019. Interesting, she said. This was an interesting study. I do not know if the model could scale down for smaller rural communities, but a lot of work has gone into the concepts presented, and many points made a lot of sense. Karen Benson, who gave it 5 stars, reviewed it in September of 2019, and she said, worth the read and study. Interesting perspective on how to fix a broken healthcare system and improve patient care economically. Now, the preface to the book is as follows. In our time, where the echoes of antiquity whisper faintly, it falls upon us, the inheritors of a world that in many places is shaped by oligarchs and the veils of despotism, to seek comfort in the dreams of cooperative endeavors. Like the ancient Greeks, we do not merely pine for democracy. Instead, we find inspiration in the recognition of individual excellence among us, like in the Greek civilization, where gods appeared as mortals and men dared to strive for excellence in creation, in letters, and in the defense of their cities against the encroachments of dictators and militarists. Yet, as dreamers, we do not live in a peaceful marketplace of Athens, but in a shadowy corridors of nations ruled by the heavy hand of a privileged few. And our quest for unity, the communion of like-minded souls endeavoring to carve out a cooperative existence amid the noise of exploitation and oppression. Now, it's a dream where the common folk, the artisans and laborers, stand united against the tides of avarice and tyranny. In recorded history, democracy remains a tantalizing mirage, an elusive ideal that glimmers beyond the reach of the masses laboring under the yoke of oligarchies. The citadels of power, fortified by walls of stone, steel, and the menacing glare of armed sentinels repel any incursion of democratic fervor. In such places, the vaunted heroes are not champions of justice or the stewards of the common good, but rather the architects of opulence, whose riches are garnered through the toil and sweat of the masses, their hands stained with the blood of exploitation. In this bleak landscape, the specter of a wage system controls the populace, ensnaring the middle class in the web of oligarchic hegemony. Their role, whether as passive participants in production, hedonists in the pursuit of fleeting pleasures, or sentinels guarding the status quo, perpetuates the cycle of servitude. Yet in the recesses of our collective consciousness, the dormant embers of democracy still flicker, beckoning us to transcend the shackles of oppression and forge a new path toward freedom and justice. The quest for universal health care in the many corridors of bureaucracy and vested interest stands as a testament to the failures of the status quo. Despite the frequent cost analysis and policy prescriptions, the fundamental truth remains unaltered. The current system is a colossus of inefficiency and inequity, where the sanctity of life is bartered for profit margins and political expediency. And in the pursuit of a more equitable future, we must learn the wisdom of ages past and embrace the ethos of cooperation. It's through collective action, guided by the principles of solidarity and mutual aid, that we can chart a course towards a brighter tomorrow. Let us cast aside the yoke of despotism and oligarchy and embrace the spirit of fraternity and cooperation that once animated the halls of ancient Athens. In the words of E.F. Schumacher, let us remember that small is beautiful. And in the spirit of Dr. Mike Masia, let us always strive to do the right thing, always. For it is only through unity and solidarity that we may overcome the entrenched forces of oppression and herald a new era of justice and equality for all. In modern healthcare economics, where profit often outweighs the solemn oath of healing, a sober analysis reveals a system in dire need of reformation. Despite the earnest efforts of experts, the juggernaut of rising costs persists, casting a long shadow over the health and prosperity of everyone. The venerable voices of analysis resound with a unanimous refrain: the burgeoning expense of healthcare, far outpacing other sectors of the economy, manifests a systematic malady resistant to easy solutions. It's a conundrum, not solely attributable to the graying of society or the vicissitudes of disease, but rather to a fundamental distortion in pricing dynamics, perpetuated by a dogma wherein medicine is equated with conquest over mortality itself. And at the heart of this broken system lies the enigma of insurance, a modern-day talisman against the specter of illness and injury. Yet for millions, this talisman remains beyond grasp, an artifact of the market rife with illusion and inflated costs. Surveys reveal that people are unmoved by the serene song of price competition, their reality shaped not by the dictates of affordability, but by the stark arithmetic of survival. Consider, for instance, the plight of a hypothetical family, their modest income eclipsed by the exorbitant demands of healthcare. In a landscape where the best price fetches a sum fivefold their means, the promise of a market magic rings hollow, its incantations unable to bridge the chasm between necessity and affordability. In such dire straits, a clarion call resounds to reimagine healthcare as an essential facet of human existence, woven into the fabric of communal cooperation. And from the cornerstone of this ethos, a tapestry of collective action emerges, wherein local communities unite to secure goods and services of the highest quality at the lowest cost. Housing, food, utilities, the staples of daily life all bear the mark of cooperative endeavor, yielding substantial savings and fostering a culture of mutual support. So too can healthcare, a bastion of the public good, be enshrined with this tapestry, its cost mitigated through the power of communal solidarity. But how, one might ask, to navigate this labyrinth of healthcare provision? Herein lies the wisdom of E.F. Schumacher. Small is beautiful. Through the prism of local cooperation, wherein relationships are nurtured and communications swift, the management of family budgets becomes a manageable endeavor within the power of small groups of families. Yet let us not be misled by benchmarks and projections, for they are but the ephemeral echoes of the toolbox of healthcare economics. Instead, let us heed the lessons of experience, drawing upon the rich tapestry of data gleaned from the annals of managed care and the direct experience of patients and physicians. In a careful analysis, the true cost of healthcare emerges, a cost inflated by the actions of insurers and physicians alike, a cost borne not by the system, but by the very souls it purports to heal. Yet with this stark reality lies a glimmer of hope, a vision of a world where healthcare is not a privilege, but a right, where cooperation supplants competition, where the shadows of uncertainty yield to the light of collective action. Let it be said that we chose not the path of darkness, but the path of enlightenment, that we cast aside the cloak of illusion and embrace the mantle of responsibility. For in the end, the true means of our humanity lies not in the riches we amass, but in the care we extend to our fellow travelers on this journey called life. And in the theater of healthcare, where myriad voices clamor for attention, let us endeavor to discern the true protagonist amidst the cacophony of claims. Many lay claim to the mantle of healthcare provider, yet few truly embody its essence. Let us strip away the veils of illusion and discern who among us truly assumes the role of healer. Insurers, with their fiduciary duties and capitalist pursuits, stand apart from the sacred task of healing. Hospitals, bustling hives of activity, are more akin to architects and caretakers of infrastructure than to purveyors of healing arts. Similarly, pharmaceutical and equipment manufacturers, though vital to the machinery of healthcare, are driven more by innovation and commerce than by the ethos of healing. In this landscape, the true custodians of healthcare emerge, the patients themselves, whether in moments of clarity or in the fog of uncertainty. It is the patient who holds the reins of their own destiny. And before the first consultation, before the expert advice is sought, it is the patient who bears the weight of their condition. Now, in the search for solutions to our ailing healthcare system, let us turn our gaze to the patients, the true stakeholders in this drama. It is they who must take center stage, inviting professional advisors and healers into their fold. Trustees and caretakers of money and infrastructure must align themselves with the patient's interest, for it is their lives that hang in the balance. Yet in our quest for empathy, let us not lose sight of the delicate balance between compassion and self-preservation. To be touched by every tragedy would rob us of our vitality. Yet it is in empathizing with the suffering of others that we forge a path toward healing. Thus, let us gather the patients first, for they are the beating heart of the healthcare system. Let them summon their advisors and healers, for in their wisdom lies the key to our collective well-being. Buildings may crumble, machinery may falter, but is the patient who endures an indomitable beacon of resilience amidst the tumult of existence. And in the process of delivering healthcare, where confusion reigns and costs soar like unchecked eagles, a beacon of hope can emerge, a local cooperative, endeavoring to chart a new course toward accessible and affordable care. This cooperative, born from the collective aspirations of its members, stands as a testament to the power of community-driven solutions, anchored by the principles of inclusivity and equity. It extends its embrace to all who seek refuge from the tempest of exorbitant healthcare expenses. At its core lies a bold vision, a comprehensive health plan that leaves no one behind. With a steadfast commitment to inclusivity, this plan eschews pre-existing condition exclusions, ensuring that everyone willing to join their local cooperative is welcome with open arms. Central to its ethos is a direct monthly payment model, a traditional yet revolutionary approach that democratizes access to primary care, specialists, lab services, and imaging. Through this model, the barriers of exorbitant cost are dismantled, paving the way for a more equitable healthcare landscape. But the cooperative does not stop there. Recognizing the multifaceted nature of healthcare need, it partners with national healthcare providers to offer a suite of discounted medical benefits, including vision, dental, durable medical equipment, hearing aids, labs, and pharmaceuticals. These benefits, offered at a fraction of their retail costs, serve as a lifeline for members seeking relief from the burden of high healthcare expenses. Crucially, the cooperative's commitment to its members extends beyond mere rhetoric, with an association group insurance package that covers a substantial portion of hospital claims and stop-loss insurance that provides comprehensive covers beyond a certain threshold. It offers members a guaranteed safety net against the uncertainties of medical emergencies. Yet perhaps the most remarkable aspect of this endeavor lies in its simplicity. There are no deductibles or co-payments to navigate. Instead, members are empowered to seek care without fear of financial ruin, knowing that their cooperative stands ready to advocate on their behalf. The local cooperatives stand as beacons of hope, testaments to the transformative power of community-driven solutions. As they continue to chart courses toward a more equitable future, they serve as reminders that in the face of adversity, solidarity and compassion can light the way forward.